and let us all do we can to build a better future. All right, we're returning to Lahaina, Maui to be more precise. We all remember the devastating fire that took place there. Now, I want to give a special shout out to Craig Jardula, who has his new YouTube channel, Pasta to Go. Be sure to check it out. He did a documentary last year, and he's in the process of finishing his second documentary, revisiting Maui, revisiting Lahaina. This fire was, as it stands right now, holds the record of being the most dangerous and most devastating fire in U.S. history. People's lives were utterly destroyed. Communities forever scarred by the devastation of the fires. But yet, the one thing I know I kept saying was be prepared for these venture capitalists. I'm sorry, did I stutter there? Let me repeat that word again. We have to be aware of the vulture capitalists. Oh, I did it again. I'm sorry. How unprofessional of me. We have to be aware of these venture capitalists as they come swooping in, taking in all the land. You know, it's very interesting how the rich people's homes were A-OK and the poor folk homes just whoosh, disappeared. So why am I talking about Maui? Well, shout out to Case Study QB. Bezos' $100 million Maui wildfire pledge is under scrutiny as there's little transparency. What? You mean a billionaire did something and now there's little transparency in it? What's going on here? What is happening? Let's talk about it.
Swirling around the millions of dollars donated by some of the world's wealthiest donors, including Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, who came under fire after an article by Bloomberg said no one knew where his pledge of $100 million was going. Well,
it's all a game. Never forget when The Rock and Oprah, remember when they set up that little fundraiser and they told all you poor people, all us poor folk, hey, give the money, poors. You poor folk. Yes, I'm a millionaire. I'm a billionaire. But we're telling you to donate your money. That went swimmingly well for those two.
Well, our team went searching for answers and tracked down where some of that money has actually been distributed. Stephen Romo has those details.
In the wake of one of the deadliest wildfires in American history last summer, big names made big pledges to help people recover in Lahaina and the island of Maui. Among them, Amazon CEO and multi-billionaire Jeff Bezos and his fiancée, Lauren Sanchez.
Ugh. This guy. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people get all the figgy pudding, and this dude got it, right? He's putting everyone to work at his warehouses. He owns the Washington Post. And he has all this power and connections to the CIA and federal government. This is our Lex Luthor, folks. This is our Lex Luthor. How did we get this dime store Lex Luthor? How did we get him?
They pledged a whopping $100 million for recovery efforts on the islands.
The pledge is increasingly how philanthropy is being done.
But months later, the question, where exactly, if anywhere, did that money go?
Where'd it go?
In their initial post.
How do you lose $100 million? What happened to it? I'm going to let you all a little secret. There was no $100 million.
The couple promising not a one-time lump sum, but multiple donations over, quote, the coming year.
So what this is sort of like a guy who owes money to the mob. Like, hey, man, I could get you when I could get you. I'll give you the money in piecemeal, man. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. $100 million. Listen, I said that at just to get a lot of likes on social media. I can give you like maybe $100 right now, and then the rest of it will come in gradually. I promise.
As the continuing needs reveal themselves. Tonight, a spokesman for Bezos telling NBC News the couple donated $15.5 million to the Bezos Maui Fund, which provided funds to at least 4 local organizations. NBC News independently verifying the Maui Food Bank did receive a donation, but the lack of transparency with the community on how exactly the money will be used is leaving a bad taste in the mouth of Hawaii State Senator Angus McKelvey.
Listen. I know some of you have seen the film Casino. Never forget that line where it said like, yeah, these rich clients are the cheapest people you'll ever meet. Rich people, they're the cheapest people you'll ever meet. Hey, Zuckerberg, listen, I know you're building your underground bunker in Hawaii, right? But I hope you're paying your construction teams, on point. You're not cutting corners, right? Because heaven forbid you're stuck in your bunker and you can't get out. Heaven forbid, there's a massive volcano eruption happening and you don't have really like a way out. You get that slow cooking inside that bunker.
What hurts us is when you hear about $100 million. Why are you guys looking at raising taxes for Lahaina? Why do you need more money? You had $100 million. How come you guys are still living in congregate shelters?
Ben Soskis, who researches contemporary philanthropy practices, says while philanthropists in the past gave privately, that's really changing.
It's increasingly important for the richest members of our society to kind of don the mantle of the public philanthropist.
The public pledge is becoming the primary way the mega rich give back.
So you can't tax the rich, right? But you can ask the rich, like, hey, you can just like poke them a little bit, just to poke them with a stick. Hey, can you give us money? Because, we're all starving and dying here. Get back to work, poor people.
Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett.
Bill Gates. Huh. Isn't he on a list or something? First name Jeffrey, last name E. I don't know.
All opting for this strategy.
Oh, yes, they're all going for it. Hold on, folks. There's one more video. Here. Again, shout out to Case Study QB. He's wrongly being censored. Let's play this video.
One side of that is you get publicity. I think the flip side, again, is accountability. The sense that the public is entitled to some sense of where the money is going.
Bezos, the world's third richest person, has announced several large donation pledges in recent months as part of his Earth Fund.
Do you plan to give away the majority of your wealth in your lifetime?
Yeah, I do.
Hold on. You see his wife or fiance just like, you better not. She's just like looking at him. Come on, Jeff, listen. Just be honest with us, okay? You're not going to give away anything.
Yeah, I do.
It's not a question of Bezos not being truthful or not making good on his promise. It's about the way in which the money is actually transparently dispersed.
These pledges getting philanthropists a lot of positive press when they're first announced, but communities are often not included in a discussion of what's actually needed in that moment.
A philanthropist is in partnership with the communities that they're serving.
Here's the partnership. What's going to happen is the philanthropist, let's say it's Bezos, he gives his money out, right? The money doesn't really go to the people. It's just there. It's a nice little tax write-off for him. But then on the side, him and his rich friends get to swoop in, buy all the properties, and kick all the poor people out. And then put up more hotels and other expensive condos and housing, and have the poor people work for cheap at those said facilities. That's the plan. I know, it sounds horrific. It sounds like a nightmare, but it's happening right before us.
So at the moment of peak publicity, when you have minimum details, you make it difficult for the community to engage and to help and to offer guidance and feedback.
As for Lahaina,
hopefully philanthropists can try to organize whatever relief they can give or investment in the community into a way where it's not 1,000 different versions of it floating around.
Stephen Romo, NBC News.
So the crisis of Lahaina is still ongoing. And the people of Lahaina need to be very aware of just overall how scummy some of these philanthropists can be. Just because they're on the front cover of Vogue or Vanity Fair doesn't mean they're good people. We've all learned that lesson, especially with the power of the internet, as we got a chance to know the rich and the powerful, the celebrities, the actors, the actresses. Why do you think Hollywood is losing so much favor? Why do you think people are getting tired of these actors and actresses and these top 1%ers telling us how to live? We should own nothing and be happy. Eat the bugs and be happy. You know who's not happy? The people of Lahaina who lost everything. Their communities forever scarred. Loved ones gone. Everything vaporized in that devastating fire. So many people left wondering, will this happen again? And in the aftermath, the rich are coming in and, well, flaunting their wealth. And Hawaii, be it since it is a wonderful and beautiful location, is unfortunately going to be made victim of the rich wanting to buy land and turn it around. You think they want things to go back to normal? They don't want the regular folk back. This whole idea of the rich just donating money in, it's going to make everyone's lives better. That money doesn't even go in the hands of the people. This is how our society functions. The rich pretend, they put on a show, pretending that they're heroes, pretending that they care. They don't. Now, our rich friends who control everything, what they do is they buy the media, they buy big tech, and they buy our politicians. That's what they do. But Jeff Bezos, he didn't give away that 100 million. He just gave away first 15 million. It says he's going to gradually give it away until people forget. Hey, Bezos, what about the rest of that millions of dollars? What millions of dollars? For that fire in Lahaina? Oh, that was years ago. Everything's fine now. What do you mean everything's fine now? Yeah, everything's fine now. Don't worry about it. Remember, when it comes down to it, push comes to shove, it's up to us. Mutual aid. Remember when I had Pasta on the show? He talked about interviewing the groups and organizations that were doing mutual aid for people who needed it. Those mutual aid sites and areas were doing more good than these philanthropists ever could.